every week, we begin the first show in the Nick 10, where the competition level continues to rise.
I think there are 5 or 6 very good teams that are going to be knocking each other off all season, but the team to beat perhaps is the team that ran the table last year, the Hononegah Indians. They opened up Friday night on the road at Guilford in our Paul Marienson Contracting Game of the Week. Hononegah entering the field. And Denny Diddick making his debut as Guilford's head coach, coming over from Forston. What kind of things might we expect from the Vikings under him? Hononegah wants to be able to throw the ball, and Ryan Van Skelven is just the guy to do it. Look at that, connecting with Sam Trusmer on a 22-yard touchdown pass in the opening drive. All-conference linebacker Zach Hale is one of the leaders on defense. He gets to the ball carrier for a tackle for a loss. Then it's Caleb Etnier who just fires into the backfield to bring down Nazaris Richardson for a loss. Richardson's a great athlete, though, as advertised. Watch the quarterback for the Vikings get into space here. Hononegah now threatening with the ball again. Isaiah Richards will just pound for the points from 5 yards out, and it was 14-0 early. On in the second quarter, Van Skelven back to the air, and watch him simply throw a strike to Keaton Anderson, who makes it 21-0. No win in this game for Coach Diddick, but he's going to get plenty in the future. The Indians shut out Guilford 47-0. Joining us now on the Sports Connection hotline is Hononegah coach Brian Zimmerman. And Brian, you told us a couple weeks ago you felt your guys were well prepared for this season. It sure looked that way in this game with the exception of some penalties. How would you grade the overall performance of your team?
You know, I was very pleased with how we started out. Our goal was to, once we found out we were receiving the kickoff, our goal was to drive down there on our first offensive drive and score a touchdown, and the boys executed well and got that accomplished. So we were super excited about that because there have been seasons where we started out kind of slow and we struggled. Not tonight. Tonight we started out well, and they had a nice sustained drive, and we got in the end zone.
You told us one question mark on your team was your defensive line, that you needed to find some guys there based on the shutout. It appears that you've found the right personnel there.
You know, as a D-line coach, we really played about 6 different guys in there. 2 of them started on offense. So we started a sophomore, Dan Satimi, at nose guard, and I thought he stepped in and did a really nice job. He played at the sophomore level for us last season. We don't have a lot of guys that play both ways, but this year we had a couple opportunities, and the guys I thought stepped up and did a really good job. And, of course, Sean Davis is back with us as well.
How difficult was it for you to prepare for Guilford, not knowing exactly what sort of spin Denny Diddick might put on Guilford?
Of course it is. It's a little unnerving, not being sure what's going to happen, and a lot of respect for Coach Diddick and the Vikings. You know, I thought they came out and did a nice job. Tried really hard tonight for the fact that you know, there was a little upheaval, I guess, in their program. Anytime you get a coaching change, we went through that 3 years ago. I was in that same position with the players, and it's tough. You know, it's tough, but we weren't sure what they were going to give us. But we figured, we heard spread, and defensively we figured that 4-3 look, or 3-4 look, excuse me.
You know, I know when you took over as head coach a couple of years ago, you felt Hononegah needed to develop a consistent passing game in order to go deep into the playoffs. It appears that issue has been resolved with Ryan Van Skelven. He looked really good in this game.
You know, Ryan does such a great job. He had 4 touchdown passes tonight. His completion rate was really good. We had more yards passing tonight than we did rushing. We had 221 yards passing and 180 yards rushing. And you know, that's pretty balanced. And it's nice to be able to do both, I'll tell you that.
Our thanks to Coach Brian Zimmerman for joining us on the Sports Connection.